Good morning. It is 5:58 a.m. on Tuesday, February 18th, 2020. I'm Christiana Ellis and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. So, last night was a relatively successful night in terms of trying to go to bed at a reasonable time and then plan things out with Rocket so that I got enough sleep. I'm feeling okay. I'm not completely done being sick, but I feel like it's getting better. I only trail off and hesitate like that just because these sorts of things, like it may be something that ultimately I'll actually need antibiotics to get rid of completely. Ugh. Still not 100% gone for sure. It's just, but I do feel somewhat improved. Mostly it's just still that kind of like lingering chest congestion, cough, and then, occasional draining in the sinuses. But Rocket was a very good boy, although he was barking just a moment ago. Uh, you know, Understandably to some extent, he is hungry, I am sure. I'm going to give him his breakfast in just a little bit. But in the meantime, it's back to work today. I'm, plugging back into the whole routine. So yesterday I did play a little bit more of Dreams. I played a bunch of the tutorials, which are really cleverly done. Very much like in Little Big Planet, like the tutorials themselves are actually pretty fun to play. And they definitely do showcase how there are a lot of just extremely useful tools in that game, just for making things that look cool relatively easily. And it's hard to explain more than that, but yeah, it's good. Um, and But then I did also download Control, and uh, boy, that game is extremely my jam. I mean, superficially, it's kind of another third-person action game, shooter sort of game, but it takes the basic premise seems to be that there's a government agency called the Federal Bureau of Control that is actually sort of exists kind of pseudo in secret, protected by some magic because its whole reason for existing is to kind of track and control these objects of power, these strange otherworldly interdimensional objects and that sort of thing. And it combines elements of, like, there's a lot of stuff that feels very much like sort of the off segments of Portal 2. But there's also, in terms of the storytelling, what feels to me like a huge influence from an old sci-fi miniseries called The Lost Room, which I loved because that whole that whole show was about the idea that there was some unexplained event that happened in this little motel room, and then all of the objects in that room were imbued with strange, unpredictable powers. And so the miniseries was about, like, there's this whole subculture of people who are like devoted to seeking these things out and using them or abusing them for their own gain or whatever. And I feel like, uh, you know, I don't know if there's actually a direct influential connection. It feels like there maybe is, but regardless, if you liked that show, I think you would like this game. The action is pretty good. Relatively early on, you get this telekinetic power where you can, lift things and then fire them at people as a weapon, but the environment proves extremely destructible. Like, you literally ripping chunks of concrete right out of the wall and then firing it across the room where it just like blasts away like office desks and stuff on its path. And it's it's pretty fun. It's really good. I like it. I'm very pleased with it so far. Um, the mood about it is very cool. The writing seems good. Like I said, just the ambiance of it is very cool. I'm a big fan. I mean, this is not a brand new game. It's from last year, but it was one that I had heard good things about, and I'm glad that I've gone back to check it out. So I'm going to leave it there for right now because I got to go take a shower. And then I got to feed a little dog. Then I got to take him back outside because he always needs to poop right after he eats. And then I got to go to work. So I will talk to you tomorrow for 5 more minutes.